Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking some interesting source material, basically titles and descriptions for a learning tool, and we're kind of treating it like a schematic.
Right.
Our mission is to figure out the method, the why, behind how it claims to teach efficiently.
Exactly. We're looking at things like English learning through short news stories. And it's not just about, is this content good? It's about why this specific format, short news stories, why is that presented as such an effective way to learn?
We're digging into the blueprint.
Yeah, the blueprint for learning something quickly, but also, properly, thoroughly.
And the specific sources we have advertise learning English, saying things like, learn English with short news stories, practice listening and new vocabulary. They even point to a specific place. The YouTube channel, Learn and Success, episode 83.
Okay.
So for you, the learner, that title is basically a promise of speed and ease. We need to unpack how it actually delivers on that.
Let's get into it. The whole structure here, it really taps into what modern learners need, doesn't it? Everyone's swamped with information, looking for quick hits of knowledge that aren't overwhelming. This format, just by its description, it lowers the barrier to entry. It shouts manageable, relevant, and useful right away.
Okay, so let's break that down. First big element, the words short and news stories. Why short? What's the magic in that word compared to, say, a long chapter?
Well, the big thing is cognitive load. Keep it short, keep it manageable. Your brain can only juggle so much information at once, right? Long, complex stuff, it starts dropping things. Forgetting happens faster.
So short fights that forgetting curve.
Directly. It uses a technique called chunking.
Chunking.
Yeah.
Breaking things down.
Exactly. Smaller pieces. Your brain sees it, thinks, okay, I can handle this. You're more likely to actually start, and crucially, you get that little hit of accomplishment when you finish a short piece.
Right, that feeling of completion.
Yeah, and that encourages you to maybe do another one or repeat it, which is vital for fluency and stops you from just burning out. It works with your attention span, not against it.
Okay, so brevity isn't just about saving time. It's actually a learning design feature. It helps you remember by controlling the flow. Smart.
It is.
But that's just the length. What about the content? Why news stories? Why not, I don't know, short fiction or textbook excerpts?
That's the other really clever part. News. Well, it's relevant now. It connects to the real world immediately. That boosts motivation because you're learning language you can potentially use today to talk about what's happening.
Makes sense.
And linguistically, news language is dense.
Dense. How so?
Semantically dense. Journalists are trained to pack a lot of meaning, a lot of high-frequency vocabulary and common grammar into very few words.
High-frequency vocabulary, so common words.
Exactly. The words people use most often every day in reports, talking about politics, economics, basic actions. You're not learning super obscure literary terms. You're learning useful, practical words.
So using these short news pieces means the learning feels less abstract, more grounded. You see how the words are used in context almost instantly.
Precisely. It feels like a tool you can use, not just an entry in a dictionary. You get that context right away, which helps you start actually using the word yourself, not just recognizing it.
Okay, that flows perfectly into the next bit we need to unpack, the stated goal. It says, practice listening and new vocabulary simultaneously. Why is doing both together supposedly better than, say, learning a word list than listening later?
Right. This gets into integrated learning, just memorizing lists. That knowledge is fragile. It doesn't stick well. But when you hear a new word in context in a story you're listening to, you're using multiple senses.
So listening gives you the pronunciation, the rhythm, the intonation, all the stuff a written list misses.
Totally. And it pushes you from just passive recognition towards being ready to actually use the word. Hearing it in a news story forces your brain to connect the sound, the meaning, and the situation all at once.
Like active decoding.
Yeah, it's a bit of effort, what some call desirable difficulty. That effort you make to link the sound to the meaning while following the story, that really cements the word in your memory.
That makes a lot of sense. So for you, the listener, each short news story is like a mini workout for your brain.
Yeah.
You have to actively engage to understand. You can't just tune out.
Exactly. You can't just let it wash over you. And that work, that decoding, is crucial. Research shows that when you learn vocabulary linked to a story, you remember it better. You often remember where you heard it, which helps recall the meaning and how to use it.
It connects the dots.
Turns isolated facts into a network.
Okay, so we've got smart content choice, short, relevant, dense news, and a powerful method integrated listening and vocab. Now, the final piece from the source titles. The platform. It mentions a YouTube channel, Learn and Success, episode 83. What does using YouTube tell us about how this learning is supposed to work?
The platform is definitely not just incidental. It's key to making the whole thing work in practice. YouTube means it's easy to access, obviously. But the real power is the control it gives you.
Control, like pausing and rewinding.
Yes, but also think about playback speed.
Oh, right. Huge for listening practice. If it's too fast, you can just slow it down.
Precisely. You can listen at 0.75x speed first, really focus on understanding. Then listen again at normal speed, maybe even faster, like 1.25x, to challenge yourself. That's perfect spaced repetition, tailored exactly to where you are. You just can't get that flexibility easily elsewhere.
Yeah, not in a live class or with old tapes. What about captions? Subtitles, they're pretty standard on YouTube.
Another crucial bridge. Captions turn it into a listening and reading exercise at the same time. If you can't quite catch a word by ear, glance at the text, boom, you'll link the sound to the spelling.
Reinforces both skills.
Guarantees you don't miss vocabulary just because you misheard something.
And mentioning episode 83 specifically, that suggests structure, right? Like a series.
It does. It points towards a curriculum, maybe playlists. The ability to bookmark, go back, review episode 83 after you've done 90. That's essential for solidifying learning. YouTube makes managing that review process easy.
And because each episode is short, reviewing isn't a huge chore.
Exactly. Reviewing 5 short episodes feels doable.
So putting it all together,
Yeah.
the short format, the news content, and the YouTube platform, it creates this really optimized learning system. Accessible, manageable, relevant, context-rich, integrated skills, and flexible tech.
Yeah, and if you zoom out, think about learning anything, coding, history, whatever. This framework holds up. Find high utility context, the why. Chunk it down, make it manageable. And practice skills together in application, not isolation.
Right.
This model-focused, repeatable, context-heavy input, you can apply that strategy anywhere.
So what these sources show is a really smart way to dodge that feeling of being overwhelmed by information. Good learning design isn't just about content. It's about structuring the input so your brain can actually absorb it effectively.
It's intentional design, leveraging relevance and technology.
It really is.
Which, brings up an interesting question for you, for anyone learning something new. This short, chunked format is great for quickly picking up functional skills like vocabulary and listening. But does focusing so much on brevity and immediate relevance maybe limit exposure to deeper, more complex ideas that need longer immersion? Where's the balance for you between learning fast and gaining that really deep, comprehensive understanding? Something to think about.